Hello, welcome folks. My name is Josh. You can find out more about me at joshhallmusic.com. Sign up for lessons and things like that there. This is Shavasana Kitty. That's my YouTube channel. And today's video is a bar chord tutorial for major chords. So we're going to begin going through the 6-string major chords, and then 5th-string major chords, and then 4th-string major chords. This is where the root of the chord is going to live, is on those strings. So I'm going to share my screen here, and you can take a picture of this. I think it's fairly useful information. It's also, around everywhere, so it's not like this is proprietary. So this is the shape we're going to start with, is this kind of bar chord shape, and then I'm going to show you the 5th-string bar chord shape, and then I'm going to show you the 4th-string bar chord shape. And these are all for major chords. All right, so take a picture of that. If you haven't, hopefully you got it, because I'm going to stop sharing, and then we're going to talk about techniques. So here we go. Okay, so to play a bar chord, basically you're going to have to be able to rest your index finger across the guitar neck. And a lot of times people will start trying to play a bar chord. They'll take their index finger, they'll go to make their first F chord, and they'll bar right here at the first fret, and they'll go to play, and they may or may not get anything. A lot of times they're like this, and they're like trying to make a bar chord, and they get this sound, and they're like, that's not right, because it isn't. All right, and here's the thing. Your thumb needs to be behind the neck. It needs to be behind the neck, and it needs to be down, all right? And your index finger probably will need to roll back a little bit onto the bone. So if you're approaching the guitar and your finger is flat and flush, this part right here of your finger is fleshier than this back side right over here is. So there's this part, and then there's this fleshy part. And if you're on the more back side of your finger, then you are closer to the bone, you can get better contact. Okay, so let's try that. I usually do not take a person and say, hey, let's try barring right here at the first fret. Usually this is a fail. Their hand strength just isn't here. So, but let's try it anyway, because who knows where you are. Now, if you were able to do that, if you were able to pick through and you were able to hold down everything with that finger, and you were able to pick through all 6 strings, then you're probably ready to play the F bar chord. But if that was hard for you, let's go to the 5th fret. The 5th fret is a little bit easier. Actually, it's a lot easier to push down than the 1st fret is. And it's because of the proximity to the nut. This is more in the middle of the neck. It's a lot easier to do. So we're going to take our index finger, we're going to push down, and we're just going to hold and then pick through. All right? And hopefully you got it. If not, you need to do some adjusting. I can't see what you need to adjust because I can't see you. But if we were in a lesson, I would totally be adjusting your hand, because that's what I do. So there we go. We got that. We got our finger in the back. There we go. Now, to play the rest of the form requires a little bit of hand spacing. All right? You're going to have your index finger at the 5th fret, your ring finger at the 7th fret. Some people may recognize this as a power chord, and that's fabulous, because it is. All right? Take your pinky, you're going to rest it right here at the 7th fret of the D string. That's a bigger power chord. It's the more full version of the power chord, still open 5th. Now you're going to take your middle finger and you're going to place it at the 6th fret of the G string. Perfectly beautiful major chord right there. Now let's add the bar and make sure that you're pressing here, and let's pick the whole thing. And there's your A major bar chord. It's A major because the note that we're starting on here at the 5th fret of the low E string is an A. But it's also A major because you've got these notes: A, E, A, C sharp, E, A. And when you have the notes A, C sharp, and E together in any combination, you've got some kind of A major chord. And this just happens to be an A major chord. All right. Now this is movable, you can slide this around. So if you know the notes in the neck, you also know what major chord you're playing. So if I'm here at the 3rd fret, that happens to be a G, that's a G major bar chord. 1st fret, F major bar chord. If I slide my hand, I go off the neck. Now I've got an E major chord. Okay, so this shape that we're moving around is based on this shape of the guitar. You got E major, slide that up, add your index finger to bar. Now you've got F, G, 5th fret, A, 7th fret, B, 8th fret, C, 10th fret, D. All right. If you're not sure about the notes on the neck, watch my notes on the neck tutorials and you will. All right. So next, you might want to pause it, you might want to practice that. I'm moving on. We're going to learn the shape for the 5th string. So here we go. Now, just like the 6th string was the E chord moved up, the 5th string is basically the A chord moved up. So you've got your A chord, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide these 3 fingers. Notice I'm playing it with 2, 3, and 4. That's how I always play my A chord. Well, not always, but 95% or so of the time, I'm playing like that because I'm probably going to do what I'm about to do. Slide this forward 1 fret, add my index finger. Now I've got B flat major. All right. Now, once again, you're going to have to do that same thing where you're rocking your finger back, your thumb is behind the neck. This is a hard chord for beginners, and it might be a hard chord for someone who's been playing a long time because the hand strength to do it is challenging. So to build up the strength, let's move it to the 5th fret. All right, once again, if you can hold this down, all right, you're probably ready. Build your power chord, but you're gonna be building it with your middle finger there at the 7th fret of the D string. That stretch, that's not really easy. All right, so you might find some discomfort in that. You've got your ring finger at the 7th fret of the G string and your pinky at the 7th fret of the B string, and then your high A is there on the E string. So there is our 5th fret, 5th string root bar chord, major chord. All right, that happens to be a D major chord. It's a D major chord because we're spelling D, A, D, F sharp, and A. And anytime you have D, F sharp, and A together, you have a D major chord. Always, no matter what. So there you go. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. Take that away, shake it. Now you can slide that around and do the same thing. So here. What was it? D. If I slide down 2 frets, I've got C major, slide it down, I got B flat, slide it down, I got A. All right, move it around, you can do all kinds of things. It's a lovely, lovely tool. All right, last but not least is our 4th string root. Now this one, if you've gone through any of my beginning guitar tutorials and you happen to learn the F chord, then you already know this. And you might already know this anyway because you've probably learned the F chord somewhere along the line and you might have learned it just like this. And if you did, then that's fabulous. Right here, we've got our 3rd finger playing the 3rd fret of the 4th string, the note F. We've got our 2nd finger playing the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, the note A. And then we've got our index finger playing the 1st fret of the B string, that happens to be the note C, and then we've got the 1st fret of the high E string, that's the note F. F, A, C always spells F major, and there we go. All right, once again, you might have to move your thumb down. You're gonna have to press, pretty good. If you've got that, fantastic. If not, slide it up to the 5th fret, and we'll go. 7th, our 3rd finger is at the 7th fret, our middle finger is at the 6th fret, and then our index finger is resting on both 5th frets of the B and the E string. This is an A major chord. You got A, C sharp, E, and A. A, C sharp, E, is A major, always. So what's cool about this is you can slide this around just like you could all the other ones. So A, G, F, G, A, B, C, and then slide up to D. All right? And that is your major chord tutorial. Now, here's a practical application of this. Let's say you've got somebody playing free falling or whatever, and they're capo because they're doing the little main little part, but then you've got to do this. And that's F to B flat, F to C. And that gives you, that's the practical application of you know, bar chords. You can do that kind of thing with them. You can do a lot of other things with them too, but that just gives you a sampling, all right? So, have fun, practice your bar chords. If you have questions or comments, definitely do the thing where you do that on YouTube. You can reach out to me on my website, joshhallmusic.com. Next video in this series will be minor chords as bar chords. So, have fun. We'll see you.